Maybe we have one. Maybe he can see things we don't have the power to see. I read that in a book. People with mental illnesses are the chosen.
Who chooses them, Shirley MacLaine?
George, we've got to have a talk.
Hey.
We have...
What we're dealing with here, my mother bought this man at a bus stop.
Jab, left, jab, left.
Well, what are you doing? You don't know the first thing about boxing.
Please. I used to be known as the Don King of Sicily. Of course, I used to wear my hair differently then.
I'm back of the head of an honest man. And after seeing him face up in the casket today, not a bad-looking guy either.
Thanks, Rose. It's not exactly what I'd like to say about my brother, Phil.
I'm sorry. I wish I could help.
Oh, honey, you've been more than a help. I don't think I would have gotten through these past few days without you. I mean...
Months. Years.
Look, I agree with everything you're trying to say, but it is not that simple. The woman is my mother, and right now she needs my attention.
Why don't you just tell her how you feel? She'll understand.
You honestly think so?
Sonia, special and something personal. I know. How about a personal check for $75? And on the bottom, I'm going to write, because I was a big, fat jerk.
Blanche, I don't want your check.
Dorothy, please, I am trying desperately to find some way to tell you I'm sorry.
All right. Okay, I will take the check, but I'm not going to cash it.
I mean to pry, but maybe I know a way to get Norman's attention. If it involves silk sheets and a parochial school outfit, I've already tried it. Here, take this. It's worked for my grandmother. It's worked for my mother. Dab a little behind your ears, and whomever you desire will come to you.
What is it? No, she wouldn't.
Yes, she would.
No, she wouldn't.
Yes, she would.
How can you be so sure?
I'm a Leo. We're all very sure of ourselves.
Well, it looks like I've got a wedding to go to.
I'm going to a wedding myself. Do you mind if I walk with you?
Not at all. You know, you're a very wise person. What did you say your name was?
I didn't.
Kurloff, Tampa Bay Bucks, New Year's Eve. We were at the Holiday Inn near the airport.
The complete question is, wore pantyhose in a magazine advertisement.
Well, how the hell would I know? If I want to see a man in pantyhose, I don't have to go out and buy a magazine.
Remember what it looks like. And I remember what it looks like on me. And because of that, I wear it all the time.
You will adjust.
I don't want to adjust. I want to be the person that I used to be.
But you have to face the truth. You need help. Now, you can deal with it, but you can't do it all.
Monkey cap.
He sounds kind of cute, Ma. I mean, why are you avoiding him?
There's no magic, Dorothy. No sparks. You know what I mean?
He's 90, you're 80. Sparks are dangerous.
I know what you mean, Sophia. I would never date a man unless I felt those sparks.
Well, fortunately, you carry flints in your bra.
Question number one. Was the object you saw more triangular or cylindrical?
No, triangular.
Was it blue in color?
Yes.
Did it leave a faint trail of yellow exhaust?
Yes, it did.
Very good. Ms. Bornak, there's a perfectly simple explanation for what you saw.
Well, I always knew that.
Talking about all the times we've shared.
It brought back a lot of great memories. Ma, I wouldn't be the same without you.
No. Hey, don't over-dramatize. Things aren't so terrific around here. The hell they're not. Things are terrific around here.
Beats me.
Oh, great. Now what am I going to tell Enrique Mas tomorrow?
You're going to tell him that you are overworked?
Well, I can't tell him that. He'll think I can't do the job.
You can't do it, Rose. Not like this. Now, you're going to talk to him and tell him you have too much to do. If it means your job, it means your job.
Oh, Dorothy has got a ball. We won!
Lost the bet, Dorothy. That means I'm going.
You go, honey, and with my blessing.
Normally I wouldn't be this concerned, but her resistance is very low. That, coupled with her age, makes these next few hours extremely critical.
Are you saying that my mother could die?
We're doing everything possible. All we can do right now is wait and see how she responds to treatment.
Can I see her?
Not until she's out of intensive care. The best thing you can do now is go home and get some rest.
way of combating that.
Well, we'll find out.
What do you mean?
I've never really done this before. And so you're saying that you never really complained about the bugs to the Zbornaks. Is that right?
Yes. You're very bright.
My bedroom, just see if we can't loosen you up a little.
Oh, I'm not sure. See, my doctor. Sorry, I got them mixed up. They're both in the same mall.
Just forget about that old doctor. I know a little bit about physical therapy myself.
I'm sure you do, but you
In fact, if it'll make you feel any better, I have a complete nurse's outfit hanging up in my closet.
Expense. Miss Blanche kept her word. She didn't laugh.
And you know why? I was singing a little song in my mind, Camptown Races. I didn't hear a word you said. She said she had a date tonight and she wants you to go out with him.
But did you see them? Some of those people stayed in front of that TV for 8 straight hours. Of course, throw in a bag of cheese corn, I just described your Saturday nights.
Ma, Mr. Porter had them resting, which is something you might want to try.
Back, Blanche, because if you ever look down this way, everything falls.
She wrote it in about an hour and called it in, or turned it in or something, and we had a second scene that was hilarious. I remember it being that one.
It was
Maybe
very
wasn't.
easy. I had looked in a mirror.
You were saying. Mrs. Bornak?
Oh, I'm sorry. I just figured if I opened my mouth that the phone would start ringing. Anyway, but
I'll never understand what Jean doesn't see in the opposite sex, but hey, if that's what makes her happy, that's fine by me.
There's one other thing.
Jean thinks she's in love with Rose.
Rose? Jean has the hots for Rose? I don't believe it. I do not.
Story. You have to tell Dorothy she's your friend.
You're right. She is my best friend.
I thought I was your best friend.
You were till you told me that story.
Good night, Dorothy.
Good night, Elliot. I'll be out for an intimate dinner. Actually, it'll be the first time in weeks that we've been anywhere without Ma.
Is that why you sent her off to the drugstore?
You're dumping your own mother?
Faster than CBS dumped Jimmy the Greek.
Dorothy, I'm shocked at your behavior.
Me too. Oh, well, my sister Charmaine was insanely jealous of me from the time I was a gorgeous little infant. See, she was 1 year ahead of me in school, and we used to compete for everything. But there was one thing that Charmaine did excel at: cheerleading. Now,
And you fell for that old excuse.
has either of you girls seen Marguerite?
She's not here yet.
I wish you'd look at this. She melted my buttons with the iron. Now I'll never be able to open my blouse again.
A dark day in the history of mankind.
Stephanie? Hi, Rose. Oh, yes, I didn't know you were home.
My flight got canceled.
Do you realize this is the first time the three of us have been together in 2 weeks? Hey, I have a great idea. Why don't I whip us roomies up a great big fancy dinner?
Oh, sorry, Rose. I've already got plans.
So do I. See you later.
Look, Rose, you're
Would anybody else like something cold to drink?
I would.
Blanche, I really should be going, you know.
Oh, all right, Laszlo. Thank you again for the ride home.
It was my pleasure. Goodbye, Blanche. Goodbye, Dorothy.
Is this dress me?
It's too tight, it's too short, and it shows too much cleavage for a woman your age.
Yes, Blanche, it's you.
Another date with your mystery man?
Oh, he's no mystery man.
No, then how come you've been out with him 4 times? We don't know anything about him.
Well, there.
Nothing to you.
First, my alarm didn't go off, so I was late to work, and then I had a flat tire on the way. And when I finally got there, I smashed my hand in the door. Oh, I feel like crawling under the covers and eating Velveeta right out of the box.
Merci beaucoup, mes amis.
Oh, my, that was impressive.
Jane Goodall once taught an ape to rumba. That's impressive.
Now, I would like to propose a toast to David, who in the past week has proven that he is one damn good kid.
Here. Your bra, what was your lucky handkerchief doing in there?
I was blowing my breasts, Rose. I stuffed it in to give me cleavage. To turn on the butcher so I could get a decent piece of veal.
Dorothy, if there's something you're aching to do, then you simply have to do it. Do you remember when we went to amateur night at the Comedy Barrel? Honey, I know you've got to be as good as some of those people.
I couldn't. I'd be up there sweating bullets.
And dodging some.
No, you should try it, Dorothy, and we'd be right there, front and center, cheering you on.
Dorothy, honey, sit down. Pacing isn't gonna help.
I just can't stop thinking about Ma.
Look at that! Perfect! 98.6.
Yep, that's what it looks like to me.
2 days later, he died of cholera.
What is the point, Rose?
He was positive he had found the fountain of intelligence. In fact, his dying words were, I think I've learned something from this.
Girls, man in the bedroom.
Is that a Greek myth?
Get the door, Rose.
You.
Good morning.
Well, kid, what do you want?
On this one. What happened to me at bingo tonight was no accident.
No, I didn't realize how late it was. I really should be going. Thank you all. I had a wonderful time.
It's nice meeting you.
And I'll see you on Saturday at the youth fair.
I was hoping we could have dinner before that. I have something I wanted to talk to you about.
Oh, sure.
Boy, no wonder they call you the big mean, the bug lady.
Do you believe the mob out there?
Where's Marvin?
Who?
Your lawyer, Marvin Mitchelson. Where is he?
No, I'm not using Marvin on this case.
He's a brilliant lawyer. Listen, Stanley, we need help here.
You know, last night, after Marvin got us bailed out, Hard way.
Kenny, come here. What's with this clown business? Couldn't you be a lawyer and just hang out with clowns?
Oh, I know it sounds a little odd, Mrs. Petrella, but right now I'm just burned out on law. Frankly, at this point, I think I can contribute more to the world in big red shoes and a spinning bow tie and carrying a little umbrella.
And I wasn't even wearing underwear.
We had no money, and when it came time to deliver, I couldn't afford to go to the hospital. Hospitals were for the rich.
So Dorothy was born at home.
Homes were for the rich. Babies were for the rich. We tried selling her, but the rich have taste.
Did you have a hard labor?
Oh, it went on for days. But she was finally born. 30...
Nice to see you again, Dorothy. You too, Mr. Weinstock. When did you get in?
Oh, you mean in town yesterday?
You should have called. I could have made you dinner.
What do you mean?
I mean, that part wasn't in my dream. That means the dream's broken. We're going back to Miami. We're going to be all right.
Not me. Well, you two faced your fears. Dorothy got on the plane. You faced your dream. I didn't give my speech.
Give it now. Yeah. Yes. Go on. Now, you wrote it. You give it. Go on. You can do it. My goodness, with a view like that, why, I bet you look out the window a lot.
Blanche, you a little nervous?
Nervous? Me? Wheelchair. I mean, no, not at all.
Come on, Blanche. Most people in wheelchairs were
Out in the street and never speak to me again. Please, at least hear me out.
All right, Stanley. We'll listen to what you have to say.
Beautiful. How about we all go someplace and get comfortable, get some coffee, have something to eat?
I'll go change.
Why?
We're only going into the kitchen.
It's congested.
Well, what about my chest? It needs heat, too.
I don't care about your chest. I just care about my chest.
Well, you're the only one who does.
Okay, Dorothy, slip this on.
Oh, forget it, Ma. I don't have the strength to stand up.
If you don't try it on now, I can't finish it by Saturday.
Oh, who am I kidding? I'm not going to be able to go to that banquet. Beautiful.
It was. It truly was.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Captain Lord again. If you all look out the left side of our aircraft, it'll tip over. Sorry. Just a little small airplane pilot humor.
They weren't Druid priests at all. Just a bunch of Shriners looking for a good time. All creatures must learn to coexist. Back where I come from, they do. That's why the brown bear and the field mouse can...
You're kidding! Please, there's a natural build to these kind of stories. Sorry. So, finally, the race was underway. I start off slow. I'm cagey, like a panther. But when the time is right, I pounce. The crowd is on its feet. Sophia!
Video recorder?
I bought you a video recorder.
2 video recorders? Wow, this is going to be the best Christmas ever.
Ma, how did you think I was going to pay for all this?
On time. Loosen up the mousetrap a little. It's Christmas.
You see what this holiday has become?
Hey, the rain is supposed to relax me.
Is it working?
Not really. I keep worrying that I left my car windows down. Oh, Dorothy, I feel so helpless. I get upset every time I think about it.
Now look, Rose, stop whining. You know that you're going to have to speak...
Sure it is.
No, it's okay, Rose.
No, it is important. What's the matter?
I've rewritten this thing 3 times, and the most persuasive slogan I can come up with is, save our swamps, no really, we mean it.
I like it.
Oh, no, you don't.
No, I don't.
It sounds like I'm...
A date in 3 months, but I just don't know what to do. I adore Arnie. He's the sweetest man in the world and very special to me, and it'll be hard not to, because I like him so much, and since we're going away for the weekend, and since we already have, if I don't, then he'll think I don't like him anymore, and I do, so maybe I will, but I don't know...
Anybody with a moronic Scandinavian nitwit?
Jealous, are we?
Fine. I try to come up with a solution. The 2 of you don't even try to help. Fine, just count me out of this.
Well, fine. Just count me out of it.
Fine, but it's your funeral.
Nice try, Dorothy, but you'd probably need a permit for that, too.
Job is product testing. I will give you a test to do at home. You will bring in the results and I will see how you do. But I must warn you, both Enrique Mas and Enrique Mas demand that the results be accurate in every detail.
Oh, thank you very much, Mr. Moss.
You can call me Enrique.
No, I don't think I can.
All right. We will.
You? Do you have any experience?
No.
You're hired.
Boy, making pizza really brings back a flood of childhood memories.
So he offered to give me an A if I would...
Do number 5.
Actually, number 5, 6, and 7B.
Wow, that's terrible. What, were there any witnesses?
No.
Oh. Are we ready?
I reckon so. How do I look?
They won't be able to take their eyes off. I mean it.
Lighten up. I told you before. I only want a license to have, not to use. It's a symbol of my freedom, my independence. Now, give me $50.
What for?
A guy named Paco makes these babies up in his garage.
That more people don't think like 9-year-olds.
Hello? Yes, she is. Here, Rose, for you. Hello? Yes?
can't.
Back so soon.
The best possible thing has happened. I still have both my kidneys and my sister's fine.
Blanche, how is that possible?
They couldn't use my kidney. My blood vessels were too small. But of course they're too small. I've always been very petite.
Blanche, Virginia.
Look, Dorothy, can I ask you a personal question?
Yes?
You're divorced.
Yes.
How's your social life? Do you see men?
What in the world does seeing men have to do with anything?
Oh, Dorothy, we know for a fact that if people are not happy, and lonely people aren't, they get all kinds of symptoms.
Women should always check their cars at night before they get in them.
Blanche, that's a wonderful idea. I was just going to shine it under my chin to make myself look scarier. I am really afraid. I'm going to call the police.
Well, that's a good idea, honey. Better safe than sorry. With her.
What specifically is it about Dorothy that is disruptive to the household?
It's nothing specific. It's her entire general attitude.
Yeah, like that time a couple of weeks ago. Was it week before last?
When we came back.
Next time I ask her for a pickup.
Come in.
Hi, Dorothy.
Oh, hi, Rose.
So, kids, what's going on?
Well, Doc, I have some news. I sort of slept with Dorothy's sister.
Hey, you're off to Monkey. Mazel tov.
Oh, my Gerald, to continue seeing you.
Allow me. Mother, this is where it stops.
See what happens? You put sugar in his tea, didn't you?
It is not the sugar, Mother, it's you.
Mama's boy, huh?
This is my life. I'm a grown man, and I am going to love the woman I want to love, whether she meets with your approval or not.
That's it. I don't want to hear another word.
Oh, Cinderella's back from the ball and her 3 wicked roommates are jealous.
We are not jealous, Ma. We are angry. You left us sitting in jail.
Hey, I sent over the bail money. You were out an hour later. I think that was just about
it. Her name is Catherine. We met at the post office. We discovered we had a lot in common.
Oh, is she bald too?
For the first few months, I found myself sending her flowers, candy, friendship notes for no special reason.
Oh, that's lovely, Stan. I'm impressed.
Yeah, I read in a book by some dame.
Sven, I have some bad news.
Is it bad news?
Yes, it's bad.
Were you two the cousins who played the banjo in Deliverance?
Rose, what's wrong?
Oh, that was the counseling center. I have to work today. Now who's going to show Sven the site?
Authorized Elvis fan club. I'll try to pick up the pieces and go on with my life. I mean, there must be a support group for people like me.
We're sorry, Dorothy, but the bylaws
have to do to get rid of them.
The next step is to ascertain the condition of your exterior. For this, I need to perform a cursory inspection of your subterranean substructure.
You mean crawl under the house?
Anybody can make it sound stupid.
Poor man, how does he face himself every day, knowing his life is devoted to killing
His palate without using his hands. But I digress. He paints her portrait, and they make passionate love. She spends much of the next day in the shower with a loofah sponge, scrubbing his fingerprints off her body.
Passionate and virtually interchangeable.
You know, Rose is right. Every year at this time, you start robbing the crate. Hey, wait a minute. By any chance, does somebody have a birthday coming up?
All right, yes, damn it. It's almost my birthday. And I intend to forget all about it.
Is it true what they say about black men in bed?
Oh, yes, definitely. Oh, yes, definitely. That is something I would like to know about, too.
Not Lebanese, Blanche. Lesbian.
Lesbian. lesbian. And I would say I always looked up to you like an older sister.
Thank you, Blanche. Oh, and I forgot one thing. I would also say you're fat.
Hey, Dorothy.
Stanley, you're not going to die.
Yes, I am. I'm going to die. That's why there are some things I have to say to you tonight. I love you, Dorothy. I know that sounds crazy coming from a guy who walked out on you after 38 years, but it's true.
Look, I've already forgiven you for that, Stan. Besides, this is in her hand.
Blanche, I know I can't replace it, but I want to make it up to you. Listen, since this is our first night as roommates, I'd like to invite the two of you to dinner at my favorite restaurant.
Oh, that's very sweet. Thank you, Rose.
Then we better hurry, because the strawberry blizzard...
Rose, you cannot go on this way. I mean, life isn't worth living if you're going to live it with this kind of fear. Now, honey, we were robbed. It's scary, but it happens. And now it's over. And the robbers are gone.
I know that. I know it's over. I know they're gone.
Would ever treat me that way. And you know why, Ma?
The whole city knows why. They heard it on the radio.
Rose, how was your date with Miles?
We had a great time. Well, he seemed much more exciting tonight. Miles is living every moment like it's his last.
Outside that we can't do right here.
You promised us we could pee in the woods.
Get away from that couch.
I have an idea. Who's in the mood for some real camp-out food? I have beans, I have...
To be a Supreme Court justice, but you are quite a babe.
Thank you. Oh, this is a nice place. Do you come here a lot?
Oh, no, not really. I don't have much of a social life.
So, this is where you bring your cheap fake non-floozies.
Gerald, to continue seeing you.
Allow me. Mother, this is where it stops.
See what happens? You put sugar in his tea, didn't you?
It is not the sugar, Mother, it's you.
Mama's boy, huh?
This is my life. I'm a grown man, and I am going to love the woman I want to love, whether she meets with your approval or not.
With mine.
What?
Rose used it.
Ma, that is just ignorant paranoia.
Hey, I'm making progress. Yesterday I was using the bathroom down at the Shell station.
You know, it's attitudes like that that add to the panic about this. Now, what is wrong with you?
Hey, one little slip and you're all over my back. It won't happen again. Relax.
Go.
To meet with Gloria Steinem and Betty Friedan and Marlo Thomas. They're going to drink white wine spritzers and try to figure out how to fry your wandering male behind.
Dennis.
Kate, we have to talk.
She has nothing to say to you. Dennis, now get out.
Mom, you don't have to speak for me. Dennis, get out.
Kate.
I'm upset because we'll be all alone in the middle of the ocean on a ship in a stateroom with a bed. Oh, I don't know what to do. I haven't been with a man in that special way since childhood.
Can't believe one stupid mistake on my part could undo all of that.
Oh, believe it. It was one hell of a stupid mistake.
Well, was I the first guy to ever go through a midlife crisis and react that way?
Probably not. But you were the first one I was married to.
Dorothy, hear me out. I know what you're thinking.
Killer cow during mating season.
I do love the rain so. It reminds me of my first kiss.
Your first kiss was in the rain.
No, even if people aren't listening.
He should have taken you with him.
Anyway, after he was fired, he worked for an iron company. He sold other things, but horseshoes were his specialty. He had a sense of humor about it. We couldn't pass a horse without Charlie saying, "Can I show you something?"
What you said applies to me, too. My whole life has just been one lie after another. I realize now I was doing it just to get attention. I think maybe it's finally time for me to stop.
Oh, Mr. Meyer, that's wonderful.
Marvelous. Let's get going. I could have walked to New York by now.
Oh, Dr. Escobar, I'm
On fork at dinner. I know. Tonight you said our differences don't matter. But they did before. And they will again. Blanche, knowing you has been one of the best things that's ever happened to me in my whole life. Remember that.
Jake.
Blanche. Goodbye, Blanche.
Incident which occurred between my sister Virginia and me when we were in high school. Now, can you believe that one's very own sister could seduce her sibling's boyfriend on the eve of that sibling's senior prom?
Virginia did that to you.
No, I did that to Virginia. She deserved it. She borrowed my saddle shoes without asking.
Because you haven't accepted his death yet.
Thank you. I've never been psychoanalyzed by a dipstick before.
I wonder who they are.
You mean you don't know them?
No.
Now, this is awful.
What? What's all?
Far back as I can remember, but somehow you were always there when we needed you. You got me through 4 years of college by helping me pay for it, but also by encouraging me whenever I felt like giving up. Do you want me to go on, Ma? Because we could be here all night.
Enough already. Ralph Edwards makes less of a fuss over people.
Are you sure we're in the right place?
Mission Street Shelter for the Indigent and Homeless. This is where they said they sent the jacket.
Kind of drab, isn't it?
Blanche, it's a shelter, not the flagship of the Hilton chain.
Kind of reminds me of the shady...
You what? It was a joke. A joke.
That's a terrible joke.
Awful.
You can't joke about a thing like that.
God, Rose. I'm sorry. I believed her.
I was set to go to her hanging.
Some joke. No.
Heart attack at his age. Now, I spoke to him just a couple of weeks ago. He was fine. Oh, he said he'd put on some weight, but to die trying on knockoffs that big gals pay less. It's just all game on the hottest day of the year.
I know it. I'm all hot and sweaty. I'm short of breath, and I'm physically exhausted. You'd think I had a good time. You didn't have fun? Only thing I really enjoyed was stealing second base.
When have you not enjoyed sliding under a man in uniform?
And the sex is no good if it isn't with someone you love.
Rose?
The very thought of it makes me feel dirty.
Rose?
Oh, gosh, she's right. I do feel dirty.
Well, don't worry. You'll get used to it.
Blanche, I'm going home, getting down on my knees and begging for forgiveness.
Yeah, my first house didn't cost that much.
Mr. Pfeiffer, we have already told you, we are bereaved on a budget. Now, if you can't accommodate us, we'll find someone who can.
You know, the Avante Supreme is a big seller. That retails for just $3,000.
What do you call this one?
A pine box.
How much?
Aye, but the only thing we have in common is under the sheets.
What's under the sheets?
His cappuccino maker.
Please, honey, don't be mad. I'll make it up to you, I promise you. What do you say I'll pack a picnic basket and we'll drive down to the beach? I'll spread a blanket on the sand, underneath the stars. I'll take you in my arms.
I forgive you. I mean, Blanche should forgive you. Blanche, I want to apologize.
Okay.
I apologize.
That's it?
I can't think of anything else to say. I behaved terribly.
I know.
No, you don't. Oh, I went to Stan's hotel room tonight because I thought you were there.
Well, I wasn't.
I know.
I'm sorry, Dorothy. I held out as long as I could. She said she'd tickle me.
You're a regular Nelson Mandela, Rose.
So that's it.
Leave. My secret admirer wants me to meet him for lunch.
Oh, Blanche, I can't believe you're going to do it. I mean, sure, the flowers are nice, but Honey, are you sure you know what you're getting yourself into?
Oh, come on, Dorothy. How much trouble can I get into in a public place?
How soon we forget the Greyhound Terminal incident.
I'm sorry.
Well, you don't need to be sorry. In fact, I should thank you
For what?
for giving me life. Oh, and it's been a great one. I mean, the Lindstroms were wonderful parents. I had a wonderful husband. I have beautiful children. And I owe it all to you.
Being to you, he's yours.
Oh, thank you, Mrs. Devereaux. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You're welcome. Hi, Mrs. Nyland.
Hi, Daisy. Bye, Daisy. That was Daisy, wasn't it?
Yes. She's been helping out the entire time you've been gone. It's just so inspiring the way those Sunshine Cadets volunteer for community.
Ma, it's the 90s. You can call it what it is. Our monthly visitor.
No, The Curse of the Strega. It was a curse laid on you by Lena Passarelli, our village witch.
What village? I was born in Brooklyn.
Here's a news flash. Witches can fly.
Why did...
Like how to earn a living, how to pay the rent, how to be courteous to your Friday night mistake on Saturday morning. I still have to work on that last one myself.
Why does it have to be so hard?
The hardest part for me was explaining to my Kirsten the difference between... Dorothy, here's something that'll get your mind off Stan. According to my calculations, allowing for overhead tonight brought in a grand total of $50. No, $500. No, $5,000. $50,000.
It's for my sweet, flowers from a flower, and the cigarettes for after.
Angelo, what are you doing?
May I quote what you said on the phone? Angelo, I need you.
Honey, I'll be with you in 2 minutes.
Here, use these potatoes for raw tomatoes.
Sophia, I don't think this'll work.
Yes, it will. We just say it fast. Make a little potato. Make a little potato.
What are you two doing? When I woke up, I was crying. What do you suppose it all means?
Peanuts envy?
Good morning.
Oh, hey, you got home pretty late last night. When I went to bed, you still weren't in.
Well, I was up all night with Mel Bushman having...
I'm gonna miss you.
Good morning.
How was your date last night?
No, it's too soon to tell. I'll let you know when I send him home. Is this for Rose's birthday?
Now look, don't you start with me. Every Christmas, every birthday, anytime we have to give a gift to the same person.
You know, I can never tell when you ladies are kidding.
Ouch!
Good one.
Stan, I want you gone before the president gets here.
Come on, Dorothy, I'm a big fan. Maybe he'd like to meet me. Almost voted for him. I would have if I could have registered. You know those things go straight to the IRS?
So could I.
12 hours on your feet waiting tables? Honey, that is gritty, grimy, grueling work.
But it's work. It beats the hell out of feeling sorry for myself. And it'll be a lot nicer to fall asleep from being tired than crying.
Of course it will. Oh, Rose, honey, Rose, I am so...
What they want.
Oh, Blanche, this is Dr. Jonathan Newman.
Get out of here. But Dorothy, he's
a little early, yes, but we're delighted to see him.
Hi, Jonathan.
Hello, Rose. You're looking lovely.
Her intentions are good, but this doesn't seem to be her calling. Oh, but this means so much to her. Oh, this would break her heart. I'm sorry, but I'm going to have to ask her to leave. Mother Superior, with your permission, may I be the one to tell her? And we've been through so much together, I'm sure that any bit of bad news would be... That's a better example of a secret.
Oh, then you have been talking about me. I'm your best friend. She's been talking about me, Blanche.
No, I haven't been talking about either one of you.
What?
I've been talking about both of you. I mean, how could I choose between you two? You're both my best friends.
Anyway, when we finally got to the dance, why, Richard dropped me off, and I turned and ran smack into a man so gorgeous. He made Richard J. Wilde look like a prepubescent choir boy.
George.
No, Ernie Willis. Well, Ernie smiled, and the next thing
Run now. I'm fixing a terrific late-night supper for Catherine.
Oh, really? In 38 years of marriage, you never once cooked a terrific meal for us.
Neither did you.
Out for 2 weeks. I mean, that's like Raymond Burr saying no gravy.
What do you think's the matter with her? Maybe when she had that out-of-body experience, she didn't get back in all the way.
I don't approve of you and Gloria, but if you honestly love her...
You know, I don't think I love her. I'm realizing that maybe I was with her just to make you jealous. It was the same thing with the monkey.
You know something, Stan? I was a little jealous.
Dorothy, it was just an old traffic cone with a monkey head.
Blanche, I'm sorry. I just don't like the idea of this club. I mean, it seems so discriminatory.
Dorothy, there is nothing wrong with being proud of what you are. This club celebrates those individuals who can prove they come from 100% Southern Confederate stock. And if you can't, then fiddle-de-doo to you. Dorothy, what are you doing?
Watching Amazing Discoveries. Look at that. The thing just shucks the corn off the cob. Just shucks it off.
We'll be with you in a moment.
Thank you. Well, here we are.
Yes, Rose, here we are.
You know, it's kind of nice not having to holler your order into the clown's mouth.
The way the fortune it took Daddy a lifetime to build.
Kirsten, it's not that simple.
Just tell me how it happened. How could you go through everything Daddy earned?
I don't know. Bad investments. I guess I got a little greedy. You know, get-rich-quick schemes.
Here they are. Here are the bonds. And Dorothy, I want to thank you for helping me buy $25,000 worth of peace of mind.
Oh, Blanche, thank you. I just got off the phone with the City Fathers of St. Olaf, and it's been unanimously decided they are going to build a statue to Blanche Devereaux right in the middle of Mrs. Olson.
But those are art courses. They come easier to me. I've always had a great appreciation for the arts and artists.
And carpenters and mechanics and...
Yes, I'm still here. Yeah, I'm calling about the Sinatra concert. It's what?
You girls were right about getting Miles on my turf. Oh, Blanche, and I'm really grateful for you steering the table talk to things I know about.
Well, you ought to be. It wasn't that easy working natural fertilizer into the dinner conversation. What are you planning next?
I don't know.
Oh, Mom, what am I going to do?
We're going to use this for your own good. Once I've told Rose that I saw you kissing Miles, I will have satisfied all the terms of the Curse of the Strega.
Ma, you cannot tell Rose. And I can't believe that you're still talking about that silly curse.
I've worked my butt.
Charlie made me dress him when he had his heart attack before the paramedics got there.
But he wasn't dressed?
We were making love.
Oh, Rose, honey, you never told me. He died while you were making love?
Well, he didn't die then. He had his heart attack then.
But you know, my room's next to Blanche's.
Boy, something smells good in here. What's for lunch?
It's cat food, Sophia.
Is that seafood medley?
Yes, it is.
They used to feed that to us every Sunday at the home.
Well, they did not make you eat cat food at Shady Pond. About her. You know, this new lifestyle is probably harder on her than it is on us.
What do you mean harder on her? We're the ones who have to carry all the responsibility around here while she's out there eating life.
I ate life once. Not a bad cereal. When we run out of shredded wheat, let's give it a try.
But I always sleep like a baby. How could this have happened?
None of us could sleep. And we all know the reason why.
Why?
You are nothing if not consistent, Rose.
Thank you, Dorothy. But hot water and oat bran every morning takes most of the credit.
And I saw the whole thing.
What?
16 was a very difficult age for me. My hormones were racing, my body was blossoming. I had urges and yearnings so strong. Sometimes I'd wake up in the middle of the night just sweating and screaming and clawing like a trapped panther, unable to release.
Now, Rose, what is a foot candle? What is the Theodosian code? What is the speed of light? What is the point of any of this, Alex? I am humiliating these two.
Rose, Charlie, I'm afraid Dorothy is absolutely right about that, too. So why don't we go on...
Back. What difference does it make if Pepe wins?
10 grand.
Say what?
10 grand. If Pepe wins, the money's double. Didn't I mention that?
Hands up, Pepe. Come on. Ma, wait. Ma, get the music.
I'll make you some nice hot milk, and then we're going to pile you into bed.
Rose, you're my friend, so I'm going to let you read a few pages, but you have to give me your word you won't tell anyone. Your word.
Of course, and then will you sleep?
Whatever. I can trust you. I know I can. You're from Minnesota.
Oh, Charlie was very stubborn and very dapper.
And then what happened?
And he told me he loved me, and then it was over. And I put a pair of gray flannel pants on him and a blue shirt. Came without our star player.
Rose, listen. I am getting sick and tired of being made out to be a villain simply because I play by the rules.
Relax. It'll all be over tomorrow.
Yeah, if I make it that far, I think I caught something practicing out in the rain.
So did I. Gee, I hope none of the boys caught it.
Don't worry about it. Those...
Time since I've taken you to the movies, hasn't it? Blanche, this guy has gone past being a challenge. He is really treating you very badly.
Oh, Dorothy, you'll see. I'm just reeling him in.
Blanche, look, I usually don't talk to you about the menu date.
Nor do I talk to you about the menu date. Oh, listen to me. I made a joke.
Tell me, Rose, do any of your kids still have their own teeth?
I know it's a little sweet, but it's Kirsten's favorite.
So, what are you and your daughter planning on doing this week?
Oh, my granddaughter's never been to Florida before, so I thought I'd take them to Sea World and Gator World and Reptile World and Parrot Village.
What? The parrots don't get a...
give you swollen glands, sore throat, and all the other symptoms. Now, there are certain blood tests which we'll do, and if those results are abnormal, that combined with the exclusion of the other diseases will compose a profile that actually thousands of people fit.
So I really have something real.
I would say you most certainly do. But we should have our answers in a couple of weeks.
I'm sorry. I'm just so worried about Dorothy. I keep remembering how bad it was the last time she let this gambling thing take over her life. There was nothing I could do. That's when she hit bottom.
What happened?
Because of her gambling debts, she had to borrow money from loan...
Would you tell us the truth about Bob Fredericks?
True. Absolutely true. How about Howard Asher? True.
Eric.
Thank you.
And your signet ring?
That is mine.
Oh, well, then we square. Blanche, you were right. What do we have without trust?
No, I know what what you meant, Dorothy. You mean the reason we can't sleep is because we're feeling guilty about profiting from Jasper DeKimble's impending death.
I feel creepy every time I think of
For us to do.
Okay. It was so nice finally meeting you all.
See you later, Clayton.
Oh, isn't it nice to see a brother and sister who are such good friends?
It certainly is. Oh, I always wished that I could have been closer to my brother Phil. You know, go places together, share experiences. Although I did...
For the showers. You wash and I'll dry.
Well, that might be a problem. See, Blanche, there's something I gotta tell you. But first I want you to know you've changed my life, and no matter where I am, I'll never forget you.
Why does this sound like a goodbye speech?
Well, I'm leaving for Japan. A team there made me an offer.
Made you an offer?
Well, when we go to the movies, who always stands in line for the popcorn? I do. When we vacuum, who always lifts up the furniture? I do. When we clean the kitchen, who always mops?
Dorothy.
Who cleans the mop?
I do.
She takes advantage, Rose, and it's time...
Pack, we're leaving early. No, it's important. Mother, there's nothing to talk about.
Oh, yes, there is. And I should have done it a long time ago. Kirsten, your father wasn't who you thought he was.
I don't think it's necessary.
Music. Did they land on their feet during the dismount? Different people have different strengths. It's just impossible to tell, but anything over a 9 is excellent. Over a 9? Rose, now I've got 3 excited men out there. And for the first time in my life, it seems like too many.
Blanche, your 1:30 appointment just got...
I'm sorry, Dorothy, where was I?
It's not important. Listen, Rose, let's put this away so that Barbara Thorndike won't see it.
Barbara Thorndike is coming here? Wow, I've never met a real author before.
I have. I once stood in line 2 hours at a bookstore for Arnold Schwarzenegger's autograph.
You know, when I think of great...
Well, I'm off. I'll be checking in for messages. Take care of the house for me.
Where are you going to go, Blanche?
I'll be staying with my friend Janet. She said I could spend the night there anytime. Or was it her husband Ed who said that?
Picking up with him.
And I can do the carpools for school because my hours are
And I can help him with his homework because I'm a teacher.
And then we can send him to the University of Minnesota.
Minnesota. Are you crazy, Rose? This kid is going to Harvard.
Oh, Dorothy, those Ivy League schools are so...
I meant the refrigerator.
I'm going to call the repairman.
I already did. He said he'd be over in 15 minutes. That was 3 hours ago.
Well, let's break out the ice cream. What's this?
I froze my underwear to stay cool. I'd lend you a pair, but on you, I'm afraid they...
You mean no coupons, Blanche?
No coupons, Rose.
Chefs who don't wear pirate hats?
Well, I don't think so.
And he'll pay for everything? I don't have to leave the tip?
That's right.
I'm gonna cheat on Miles.
How do you remember all this?
I tagged them for migratory purposes.
Dorothy, come on, the auction needs you. The children need you. Please, won't you reconsider?
Oh, all right. It's only one night. I'll go, but I'll tell you, I really hate this.
Oh, come on, Dorothy. That balloon man couldn't have been that
We're
terrible.
afraid because our mothers taught us to be afraid.
For survival, Ma. They had to. I mean, what's a mother supposed to say? Don't be afraid of strangers, eat their candy, get into their cars.
Well, he made me feel better.
Me too.
I was just thrilled to be out of there. He had 2 dead fish in his tank.
I thought you knew.
Well, I didn't know. First you guys give me that transfusion, and now you tell me this.
Honey, I guess there's really not much you can do.
Well, sure there is. There's plenty I can do. Like sit around the house for the next 72 hours, scared to death he's going to tell me I have something that's going to kill me.
Thank you, happy pussycat. I'm willing to take a short stroll.
Listen, I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll order dinner in, we'll finish looking at the photos, and then we can reread these old letters.
Geez, too bad you didn't bring along the slides.
Come on, now you got the spirit. Conclusions, and besides, it's none of your business anyway. Good night.
Shafter, party 3.
Ted, I told Dorothy about Acapulco.
You heard me make the reservations?
Yes, and I think it's a terrible mistake.
You mean it's true?
Well, yes.
Hello? You want to talk to who? Dorothy. Sorry, you must have dialed the wrong number.
Blanche, what do you mean, wrong number?
Oh, it was a man, so I just assumed.
Hello? Yes, this is she.
Ellie.
No.
Yes.
What exactly do you do in bed, Rose? Nothing. I do nothing. Well, maybe that's it. They have to do it all.
Come on, Blanche, it's not her fault. She has a perfectly normal...
You hired the angel of death from Shady Pines.
Ma, don't be ridiculous. She is not the angel of death. She is a private nurse with excellent references. And for the last time, Shady Pines is a very reputable rest home.
I'm telling you, Dorothy, they used to pre-sell our bodies to medical schools.
7. I love you.
Oh, don't say that, David Dellinger.
7. Take me.
Jimmy, I like you, but not in that way.
Oh, great. First person I reach out to in 22 years, and then you reject me.
Oh, Jimmy.
It was last minute, so we'll take short, bald, fat.
I'm sorry, Sophia, but I've already pawned Rose off on his fat friend. He's a lighting director.
Blanche, I've never been out with a fat lighting director.
What do we talk about? How should I know, honey? Talk about light bulbs. That's a good idea.
Perfect place for her.
Really?
Well, it's not as nice as Shady Pines, but the staff really seems to care, and the patients are happy.
Well, Rose, that is fantastic. And it won't cost any more than Sunny Pastures?
Well, that's the one little problem. Lillian's benefits won't quite cover the costs. She'll need another prescribed than when I wrenched my back.
I didn't know you'd hurt your back.
Oh, it's an old farm injury from St. Olaf. Oh, I'll never forget when it happened. It was time to plant the crops, but after 17 years of pulling the plow, poor old Bessie was worn out.
Well, why didn't you just get another mule?
And then she feels better.
It scares me a lot.
Well, anyway, good luck to you both. Come along, Clarice.
Help me.
Did you see that? I tell you, some people should not be allowed near children. Ball, which is being chaired this year by 35-year-old Blanche Devereaux. Twice. I probably would have anyway, though. Hey, I'm sorry I can't come see you this week.
You miserable Blanche, you know the rules. When one of you is out with Fidel, the other one does not interfere.
My apologies. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm going to go take a long, hot, steamy bath with just enough water. Dorothy, I thought you'd never come home. I have to talk to you.
Is something wrong? Is it Ma?
Oh, no, she's fine. It's just that you're out so late on a school night.
What?
I mean, how was your date with Elliot?
Wonderful, as usual.
Dorothy, that was a story Sophia told me about you.
Rose, the point is, there's always going to be somebody who doesn't like you.
Yes, and when you find that one person, you have to try even harder to get them to like you. Did I ever tell you the story about Herta Shorn?
Grandma Moses.
Hey, how would you like me to fix your face so the two of you don't look like twins anymore?
Sophia, this is Dorothy's mother. Dorothy's the roommate who'll be joining us tonight.
Hello, everybody. I'm sorry I kept you waiting.
Dorothy, this is Rob, and this is his brother Bob.
I swear I have seen you somewhere before.
Oh, there! I really thought Edith would be around longer. She was only 88 years old and in perfect health. Then one night, bingo, she closes her eyes and she's gone.
She died in her sleep.
What, are you deaf? I said she died playing bingo. Well, I guess Phyllis Gluckman will be my new best friend.
Ma, I thought you... Me too.
Me too.
Oh, let's face it, girls. We have no idea which one of us Laszlo wants to use.
Well, I think it's obvious, Dorothy. The man is an artist. He has taste. He cannot help but pick the woman with the most grace, the most style, the most femininity.
For 16 years, my entire life revolved around butter.
You were very fortunate. So many of us wasted our youth.
When the time came for the pageant, I was incredible. I showed poise in the evening gown competition. I was brilliant in the oral butter quiz. They couldn't even...
Now, Rose, don't be ridiculous. You can feel free to discuss any subject with me. Certainly, I remember our last appointment. Bill's already in the mail. No, there was nothing out of the ordinary.
Too much woman for him. His spirit was willing, but his poor heart couldn't take it.
It's all our fault. Our silly competitiveness did this.
Oh, come on, you two. The man was in his 70s. These things just happen. You had nothing to do with his heart giving out.
Dorothy,
They're out in the woods somewhere. We better call Harry. We're very lucky we have a pediatrician right down the street.
No, that's a bad idea.
Why?
Because by the time I get my hair done and my face on, that baby could be in serious trouble. Let's call his real pediatrician.
Okay. Pediatrician. Here it is. Exactly. Good morning.
Well, good morning.
Rose Nyland, you little devil, just look at you.
Why?
Don't you get coy with me now, I can tell. Hey, we're all artists, we're all misunderstood. He cut off his hair, maybe I'll cut off mine.
He cut off his ear.
I have too many earrings.
We gotta go. I hate to leave. I've never seen a show like this before.
Be a decent, honest person. You think maybe you could just love me for that?
I already do.
Then you forgive me?
Of course I forgive you. But I'll tell you, if you ever pull it... I loved it. Being pushed and shoved all day so I could buy gifts I can't afford. It's a regular Yuletide treat.
You've been so grouchy all day.
Oh, I'm sorry, Rose. I guess I'm just sad because Christmas doesn't have any meaning anymore. It's gotten so commercial.
How can you say that?
Oh, please, Rose.